Hey!
Like mommy, like me.
Better malt, like mommy, like me. This advert is FDA approved.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the 46th annual general meeting of your company, which, due to recent developments, is being held virtually. The quorum required under the regulations of the company to conduct an AGM is secured. I confirm that the register of directors' holdings is available in compliance with Section 2105 of the Companies Act 2019, Act 992. I now declare the meeting open and would like to introduce you very briefly to the person seated here by me. We have the Managing Director, Mr. Gallo Rivera. I think you've all met him before. Then we have our Executive Director for Finance, Paul Asamoah, on my left here. We have our auditor from Pricewaterhouse, more or less our policeman, keeps us in check. Joseph Texin from Pricewaterhouse, that's right here. And then we have Mary Dodu, Mrs. Dodu, on my left. She is like our, she manages all of us. She's a representative of Lenap & Co. So thank you very much for that. Also in our midst today is Mrs. Harriet Entry. Harriet Entry, is she here? She's at the back there. Okay, Mrs. Harriet Entry, who is representing the registrar of UNB, and who is also the appointed shareholder rights moderator for this AGM. Okay. I would like to express my gratitude to you for taking the time to attend the meeting online because of the current COVID-19 safety protocols. We have provided a live streaming to enable you as shareholders to participate in the proceedings. Thank you very much. And knowing very well that even though we're here, we're talking to a larger crowd outside virtually. So thank you again. I think I'll hand over to Mrs. Dodu to continue.
Good morning, everyone. Participation in the meeting. I would like to inform all shareholders who are participating in this meeting remotely that this broadcast has a messaging platform to aid the question and answer sessions. We will end as many questions submitted as possible within the allotted time. Where we are unable to answer questions submitted, every effort will be made to provide responses after the AGM. Your questions will be forwarded to the podium by the appointed shareholder rights moderator for this meeting. To facilitate this process, kindly restrict your questions to the specific resolutions on the floor, as and when tabled. I will also request that you type out your questions in a clear and concise manner. We will also have representatives from Accra Brewery PLC and UNB, our registrar, available online in the chat box to answer some of your questions in real time. If your question is about any of the resolutions to be considered at today's meeting, please state the resolution number before asking your question. Please ensure also that you indicate your name with each submission. For those participating online, to send a motion or to second a motion or to send a comment or question, kindly follow these steps. Locate the chat box and type and submit your comments and questions. If you wish to second a motion which has been tabled by the chairman, simply type and submit the word second. Motions and casting of votes. There are 5 motions on which you will have the opportunity to comment or ask questions and vote on. You will also have the opportunity to second each motion put to the meeting. There will then be an opportunity for questions on that particular motion before the vote is taken. The 2 voting options will allow you to cast your votes in real time. To participate in the voting exercise via the online platform, kindly locate the vote box on the bottom of your broadcast screen and follow these steps. 1. Enter the same unique token used to join the meeting. 2. Click Cast Your Vote. 3. You will see a list of resolutions to be voted for. Follow the voting by clicking the plus sign, then you can select your vote option. To participate in the voting exercise using the USSD code, kindly follow these easy steps. 1. Dial *899*3# on your phone. 2. Enter the same unique token used to join the meeting. 3. Cast your vote and click send. Please note that you will not be able to vote on a resolution once voting on that particular resolution is closed and the results are announced. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Dodu. I'll call on you again to read the notice convening the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Notice of Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 46th Annual General Meeting of the shareholders of Accra Brewery PLC will be held virtually and streamed live online on www.ablagm.com on Friday, October 22nd, 2021 at 10 a.m. for the following purposes. Agenda 1, to receive the report of the directors, the financial statements as at 31st December 2020, and the report of the independent auditors thereon. 2, to re-elect as a director Dr. Charles Mensah. 3, to approve directors' fees. 4, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. 5, to pass as a special resolution the approval of a non-renounceable rights issue and tender offer to shareholders, dated 30th day of September 2021 by order of the board, Lenap and Company Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dodu. Instead of reading the director's report and then the managing director's report, we'll take it as read under the circumstances. It's all in the annual report. We'll take that as read. And then we can move on quickly to the representative of PricewaterhouseCoopers to read their report. So, Mr. Auditor, we're in your hands now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Independent auditors report to the members of Accra Brewery PLC. You'll find our report on pages 17 to 20 of the annual report booklet. Report on the audit of the financial statements. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial position of Accra Brewery PLC as at 31st December 2020 and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and the manner required by the Companies Act 2019, Act 992. What we have audited. We have audited the financial statement of Accra Brewery PLC for the year ended 31st December 2020. The financial statement comprised statement of financial position as at 31st December 2020, the statement of comprehensive income for the year then ended, the statement of changes in equity for the year then ended, the statement of cash flows for the year then ended, the notes to the financial statement, which include a summary of significant accounting policies. Basis for our opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Independent. We are independent of the company in accordance with International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants issued by the International Ethics Standard Board for Accountants and the independence requirement of Section 143 of the Companies Act 2019, Act 992, that are relevant to our audit of the financial statement. We have fulfilled our ethical responsibility in accordance with the code. I'll take you to page 20. Report on other legal regulatory requirements. The Companies Act 2019, Act 992 requires that in carrying our audit, we consider and report on the following matters. We confirm that 1, we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purposes of our audit. 2, in our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company so far as appears from our examination of those books. And 3, the company's statement of financial position and the company's statement of comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. The engagement pattern of the audit resulting in this independent auditor's report is Edward Gomado, signed by PricewaterhouseCoopers Chartered Accountants in Accra on 30th April 2021. That's our report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Texan. We can now take a few questions and comments on the director's report or the financial statements. A few questions from the financial report and in the absence, because of the virtual nature, we would maybe wait for a few minutes and see. But any questions coming up? In the absence of any comments or questions, we would move on to the first resolution. I'll hand over to Mrs. Dodo to conduct that. No, the first mine is the second resolution, so we'll now just do the first resolution. Now, the first resolution requires that we call on a member to move that the financial statements as at December 31, 2020, together with the reports of the directors and then the independent auditors that you just heard thereon, as submitted to this meeting, be and are hereby received and adopted. So I'll call on a member to move that the reports should be received and adopted. Can anyone move for us that the reports be received and adopted?
My name is Filippo Kante. I move that the meeting receives the report of the directors, the financial statements as at December 31st, 2020, and the report of the independent auditors thereon. I so move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kante. Any seconder? Can someone second the motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Reginald Ni Akwe. I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Niakwe. I'll now call on the Mrs. Dodo to refresh our minds on the voting process before putting the motion to the meeting.
There are two voting options which will allow us to cast your vote in real time. To participate in the voting process via the online platform, kindly locate the vote box on the bottom of your broadcast screen and follow these steps. 1. Enter the same unique token used to join the meeting. 2. Click Cast Your Vote. 3. You will see a list of resolutions to be voted for. 4. You follow the voting by clicking the plus sign. Then you can select your vote option. To participate in the voting exercise using the USSD code, kindly follow these steps. Dial *8993 *3# on your phone. Enter the same unique token used to join the meeting. Cast your vote and click send. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dodo. So you may now commence voting. We'll wait for about 3 minutes and then we'll continue.
We have 30 seconds for voting to stop. Voting on this resolution is now closed.
Okay.
The results are as follows. We received 96 votes for the motion. There was no against and no abstention.
Thank you. The motion, I declare the motion carried. Motion is now carried. So then we move on to the second resolution, which will be handled by Mrs. Dodu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The second resolution for today is to re-elect as a director Dr. Charles Mensah. Dr. Mensah retires by rotation in accordance with the constitution of the company, and being eligible, offers himself for re-election. I hereby call on a member to propose that Dr. Charles Mensah be re-elected as a director.
Move that Mr. Charles Mensah be re-elected as a director of the company. Thank you.
Thank you. Would someone please second the motion for us?
Mr. Philip Okanti, I second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kante.
Thank you.
Are there any questions before the motion is put to the meeting? In the absence of any questions, I now put the motion to a vote. You may commence voting now.
Stay together. Voting on this resolution is now closed,
and the results is as follows. 96.6% voted for the motion. There was no abstention and none against. Thank you.
Thank you. So the motion is carried.
I declare the motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now, the third resolution is to approve the remuneration of the directors. In accordance with Section 69(1) of the company's constitution, fees payable to directors shall not be increased except pursuant to a resolution passed at a general meeting, where notice of the proposed increase has been given in the notice convening the meeting. So, I hereby call on a member to move that fees paid to the non-executive directors for 2020 be maintained for 2021. Fees paid to the non-executive directors for 2020 be maintained for 2021. Can someone move for us?
My name is Ferdinand Rema. I hereby move that the fees for non-executive directors as in
20. Thank you. Any seconder, please? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ni. Are there questions before the motion is put to the meeting? If there are not, then we put the motion to meeting now. So I now put the motion to the meeting.
You may commence voting.
You may now commence voting.
Thirty seconds for voting to end. Voting has ended. And the results is as follows. 96.6% of shareholders voted for the motion. There was no against and no abstention. Thank you.
Thank you. And so we declare the motion carried. Correct. Resolution 4, as the last on the agenda, is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, in accordance with Section 139(5) of the Companies Act of 2019, Act 992. The auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, will continue in office as auditors of the company. I hereby call on the member to move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors, Pricewaterhouse, for the year ending 31/2021. Would someone please move the motion? Thank you. That the auditors, let's say, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors in the simple form.
My name is Philip Kanti. I move the motion that the directors are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Any seconder? Any seconder?
Name is Enoch Mensah. Second motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. Thank you. Are there any questions before the motion is put to the meeting? In the absence of any question, you may now commence voting. First, put the motion to the meeting, and then you commence voting.
Thirty seconds for voting to end. Voting has ended. And the results is as follows. 96.6% of shareholders voted for the motion. There was no abstention and no against.
So we declare the resolution carried. Thank you very much. And then the last on the agenda is to pass a special resolution for a non-renounceable rights issue and a tender offer to the shareholders. A special resolution for a non-renounceable rights issue and a tender offer to the shareholders. I call on a member to move that the above special resolution be approved. We need a member to move that the above special resolution be approved.
My name is Philip Okante. I move that the special above resolution be approved.
Thank you, Mr. Kante. Any seconder?
Chairman, my name is Ferdinand Rema. I second the motion.
Okay, what's your last name again?
Reimer, R-E-I-M-M-E-R.
Thank you. Thank you for seconding the motion too. Are there questions before the motion is put to the meeting? In the absence of questions, I now put the motion to the meeting, and you may now commence voting.
"30 seconds for voting to end." Voting has ended. And the results is as follows. 96.6% of shareholders voted for the motion. There was no against and no abstention.
So we declare the motion, the resolution carried. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the business of the 46th Annual General Meeting. On behalf of the board, management and staff, I thank you for participating in our second virtual meeting. I entreat you all to keep to the COVID-19 safety protocols and stay safe. I hereby declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's it. Thank you.
Like mommy, like me.
Better malt, like mommy, like me. This advert is FDA approved.
Looks like an ordinary night out, right? But then this happens. When a beer tastes so good, you don't want to lose even a single drop.
Hey guys, this is on the house.
Don't miss a drop of refreshing club beer. Club and Tea. This advert is FDA approved.